Hi, kids. This is Peyton Pisarcic's grandfather, Jack May. Only you can call me Papa Jack if you like. But I heard you talking about weather this week. And when I was working, I was a National Weather Service meteorologist. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about the weather. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go tell you about where I am, what the weather is here in upstate New York. Ask your teacher to show you where it is on a map. And I'll show you a little bit what the weather is today, how we measure weather information, and also how that information gets sent to you so you can see what the weather's doing in New York at any time you want. I'm going outside now, and I bet you can tell by looking that here in New York, it's cold. Well, it's not as cold as it has been, but also that it's snowing outside. Now, we're lucky enough to live, I'm going downstairs here, we're lucky enough to live on a big lake, and it's called Lake Ontario. And here in New York, it's been so cold that much of Lake Ontario has frozen. So in the summer, when Peyton comes to visit me, this is going to be water, but look what's going on right now. It's been so cold that Lake Ontario, much of it has ice. Now let's take a look. You can see way out there, you can see there is still some water, but it's been so cold that the water of the lake has frozen just like ice cubes, and that's what we're seeing. See, it looks like mountains out here because this is the older ice, and the newer ice is out there. Now, what's behind me is my weather instrument. This is what I use to measure the weather here at my house in Williamson, New York, and I want to talk about it. So here's the weather instrument. The one up here, this measures the wind, and as you can see, there's no wind today because when the wind is blowing, these cups, here, let me spin them. Those cups will start moving. Oh, I started them going. They're the cups, and that's measuring the wind speed. It might be only 1 or 2 miles an hour right now, but that's the wind. And then there's like a little wind vane. See the arrow? That tells us what direction the wind is coming from. Because that's important, because the wind, it brings in either the cold air if it's from the north, or the warm air if it's from the south. And right now, the wind vane is pointing to the south, which means it's a south wind, and that means it's a warm wind. When it turns around and it comes from the other way, it's a cold wind coming from Canada and that cold Lake Ontario. Oh, you can see it's also kind of cloudy today. In fact, see, there's kind of a bright spot over here, but over here it gets kind of dark, and that's where the rain is falling right now. See how dark it is over there? And then this is the clear area where it's not raining, but on top of us right now, we got a lot of clouds. So let's look at some other parts of the weather instrument. This right here, this white part right here, see the white part? The thermometer is in here. It measures the temperature of the air. Not only that, but it measures how much water is in the air, or moisture. Because there's, in my hand right here, there's water. You can't see it because it's not water anymore. It's gas, but it's there. And this instrument in here measures how much water is in the air together with the temperature. When the rain falls, I'm going to take this off. When the rain falls into this bucket. And see, there's a tiny little hole there. Well, that tiny little hole falls into this little bucket here. And then when some more rain falls, and it's heavy enough, it goes like this. And then the little hole fills this side of the bucket. And then when some more rain falls, it goes like this. Every time that clicks, it measures 1/100th of an inch of precipitation. Now, I can't read the instrumentation here, but every minute, the information from here is sent into our house. Where's our house? Oop, that's not our house. Into our house, into this over here. The next time I join you, I'm going to be in that room because that's where the information is received and you can read it. I'll be right back.